Oh, yeah. My teacher was so chill.
Hey y'all, if you could find your seats really quickly. Sorry for the delayed start. Cabinet ran a little bit long, so it took a little bit of a while to get the room set up. But at 7:32, I'm going to call this meeting to order, and we're going to start with open forum, starting with the Graduate Students Council report.
Just go right up.
Okay.
Sit down. Sit down.
Hey y'all, I'm Constance. I'm the EVP for Family Initiatives with the GSC. Thank you so much for having me here tonight. I've been wanting to come to one of y'all's meetings, and this gave me a really good excuse to get out and do that. So I'm here to talk a little bit today about the stats that we've been getting from our Family Initiative Fellowship. Just a quick overview of stuff that you might be interested in knowing about the grad school. But anyway, I wanted to talk about, again, fellowship. That is kind of one of the main things that my committee and my role focuses on. Each semester since spring 2001, we have been able to give out a stipend specifically for graduate student parents to help assist with their childcare needs. We've given this out to 30 students each semester in the amount of $500. So we have that money again secured for this year, so we'll be able to do that this spring and again in this fall. So we're very, very happy to have them there and working really hard on trying to get in extra funding in different ways to make this really more sustainable, because otherwise our funding is coming completely through graduate school coffers. But anyway, next slide, show you some numbers. A little bit of the history on family initiatives within the graduate school. It started kind of in 2017 from as best I can tell. That was before I arrived here. And it began with what was called the Tiger Sitters program. The idea was that people would be able to sign up and sort of be on call to be able to go maybe help babysit for a fellow student who might have needed that. It didn't work out really well. And then it just sort of, I think they tried a few other things, and by 2020, everything fell apart. And family initiatives just sort of went poof, as many things did around then. But we picked it back up. And since fall 2022, we've had $30K allotted in our budget every year for this. So really, really proud to have that, especially with so many things are in flux. Graduate students can apply for this fellowship, and it's a self-report survey, finding out the number of children, the children's ages, their annual income or household income, what they might pay for child support, single, family status, and stuff like that. We review this, and with our funding, we have 30 students that we can select out of that to provide $500 for each academic year to help them with their childcare needs. Next slide, please. Just gonna go over it really quick, because I don't want to take up too much of your time with this, but one of the most fun things to look at is the breakdown, and this is for 2023 fall and spring. The breakdown by schools. Anyway, that's always what I like to look at first. As far as percentages, sorry, trying to find my notes. College of Education is pretty much at the top, and it has been for the past couple of years. And then right behind it, business, gen, and COSAM along with that. You can kind of get an idea there. You can see the tiny print. If anybody's interested, I'll send you the whole slide later. But this hasn't really changed the past couple of years. It seems to stay like this, but I'm sure that that probably correlates with the population in each one of the schools. So next slide, please. Okay, here's the part that kind of hurts a little, at least me, to look at and talk about. Right over here, you're looking at average monthly cost of childcare, and then over here we have annual household income. This is a self-report, just want to make that clear. I don't have any way of following up and looking at anybody's taxes. Monthly cost, right here is showing a teeny tiny print. Mean is a little over $800. So people paying roughly $800 to $1,000 monthly for their childcare. That is normal. I am a parent, that is totally normal. Actually, that's really good. If you're lucky enough to find it. Over here, annual household income. This one over here, we have the mean at a little over 60,000. Don't pay too much attention to that, because we've got these funky little outliers over here, which really mess up those numbers. So that big tall line, and the majority of what these students are making is right around $12,000. That's that one right there. So $12,000 annually, $1,000 monthly to send one child to daycare, depending on your time. These sort of things vary. So anyway, that's kind of what we're working with. Gathering more as we go and just trying to really get this out there and get in the ear of anybody that wants to listen and just kind of understand what a lot of these graduate student parents are going through. And even it boggles my mind how some of them manage to survive and take care of their families. Just if you wondered, out of most of we get roughly 200 respondents every semester. So that's what I've had to work with so far, right around that number. And out of that, surprisingly, I was kind of expecting more single parents. No, that is not the case. 85% on average are married, two-parent households. And out of all of them, surprisingly, almost 10%, both parents are in graduate school. I know. How these people do it is beyond me, and it should definitely be commended. Many of them, just what I get from the qualitative data that's included in some of the surveys, many of them, their families are split across the ocean. I have had colleagues that I only recently found out, a month ago, and I've known them for a year, that they have a child, or they had a child, or they have a family. They just happen to be back over wherever else because they can't bring them over right here, right now, for whatever reason. So people, mothers, fathers, here working, trying to get all of this done, while their oftentimes infant is across the ocean. I can't imagine that, but it's amazing. Though again, just really speaks to the dedication of our grad students, and also just the dedication of a parent of what they're willing to do and to try and set a great example for their child and give them a better life. Because I think that's ultimately what all of us are here to do. And but let's see. We will, right now, the stipend survey for this spring is out, and it'll be open until January the 31st. It is open to any graduate students. Once it closes, we'll try to have everything out within a week, and I'll be able to process that data and kind of get an idea of what this looks like. And that's just kind of what I do, aside from organizing events and things like that, is sit and compile this data and look at this data and try to reach out to people and say, hey, this is something you might want to consider. Because at the beginning, as it showed you, graduate students, we skew older to having families and stuff like that. So it's really, really a challenge, and especially disproportionately affects women. If any of you are familiar with anything of the academic pipeline leaks, you know that it disproportionately affects women because reasons. I don't have to explain that to any of you, but that's kind of what I do. I am so scattered tonight. You'll have to excuse me. I just came from my own executive board meeting. But yeah, if there's any questions that you guys have, or curious about what we do or what activities we have going on. Well, I also want to let you know that we do have, and one of the things that we've worked on the past few years is making sure that there is a graduate student parent webpage resource. A really comprehensive resource of everything that a parent might want to look at or possibly need, basically everything that we know to offer to somebody. We have that out there because I found out really quickly that there are many, many resources at Auburn that will help students and student parents and families, but they weren't really collected under any one umbrella. So really working together to try and do that, and really hope that I can work together some more with SGA, because I've had a good many undergraduates come to me or someone email me and asking me questions about the fellowship especially and other stuff like that. And I have to say that's out of my hands. If I can help you to find any contacts or anything else within the city that might be able to help you, I'm glad to do it. But it would be really nice to do that. So I really appreciate you guys having me here tonight. Thank you so much for inviting me. And if anybody has any questions, or if anybody, you know of anyone that could use the family services, undergraduate or graduate, please reach out to me. I am more than happy to help. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming.
Which one?
I'm seeing almost everybody for the first time, so I'll say Happy New Year to everyone. Last year I was part of a national search for the associate provost person, I am the chief of staff, and we were able to do the great jobs and arrive with a successful candidate. And this is one of the most important posts that is very useful to students and grad school in resolving resolution between students, faculties. So I'm here to introduce her, Dr. Donna Young.
I just want to introduce myself. I work with Kevin Coonrod in the Ombuds office. If you don't know what an ombuds is, you want me to do it, Kevin? I'll do my own thing. So an ombuds is really a confidential, informal, what am I missing? Neutral.
Independent.
An independent, thank you, independent source for anybody at the university to use. I was the student ombuds at Emory University before coming here. Worked a lot with students on all kinds of issues. I worked with a lot of graduate professional students, including parents, wherever you are, and on all kinds of things, from, you know, I'm trying to break up with my dissertation advisor, to I'm having a problem in a class, or I've been brought up on conduct charges and I'm not really sure what to do. So any questions like that, Kevin and I are here to try to help you figure out working through university systems and any issue or any issue or problem that you have. So I love working with students. I've been working with students for 20 plus years, spent a lot of my time in student affairs. So please stop by and see us or email us. Our new email address is ombuds@aubuds at auburn.edu. You want to add something, Kevin?
Well, sure. I just want to welcome Donna. She's been here for about 2 weeks now, and she and I have been having a ball getting to know each other. The search process was a lot of fun and enlightening for me. And part of it is we had this incredible search committee. We had 8 members, and 3 members of that were student members. We had Wally, we had a member of your exec council, and we also had Nyla Blewett, who was the president of the Black Student Union. And just watching them work, the great input they had, and the insights they had and perspectives on a very, very diverse committee really led to their hiring of the perfect person, I think, to come here and work at Ombuds University. So you've been watching me sitting over there on the left. You'll be seeing probably a little more of Donna now doing that. And we serve every segment of campus, but we want to be serving more undergraduate students. So please be aware of that. And if you have any of your constituents who are going through any sort of a problem on campus, we are here to help in a confidential manner. So please help me say hello. PhD in English. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. We're honored to be amongst the first ones to welcome you to Auburn, War Eagle.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
sure you'll get
War
used
Eagle.
to saying War Eagle back to everyone around campus. So now we're going to go into just a couple campaign visits. We have 2 for today. Or maybe.
That's fine, that's all right.
Hey y'all, my name is Lane Martin, and I just wanted to first thank y'all for having us tonight as we talk a little bit about Grace and how she's running for Miss Auburn this year. First, I would just want to say thank you so much and get to share a little bit more about her platform as we have defined our place with Grace. I'm going to touch a little bit on her first platform point. My name is Anna Chase Buchanan, and I'm supporting Grace because she is fostering mentorships opportunity here on campus.
Hey y'all, my name is Bennett. I'm finding my place with Grace this week because she wants to bridge the gap between students, faculty, and staff.
Hey, my name is Ellen, and I'm finding my place with Grace because she wants to make Auburn everybody's place by extending our outreach and emphasizing the community that prospective students can find here at Auburn.
Hey y'all, I'm Lucy. I've known Grace for a really long time, and she's just been living out her platform for so long. I moved to Grace's church when I was in the 8th grade and she was in the 7th, and she was just a huge part of me finding my place there. She went way out of her way to make sure that I felt welcome there. And I'm just so proud of her and glad we get to celebrate her.
Hey y'all, I'm Ty. I have been privy to be a part of Grace helping so many students find their place here at Auburn University throughout our experience as student recruiters together. To see how she truly finds joy in making sure that every individual student, no matter where they come from or potential student, truly feels supported and belonging within being on campus and as a member of the Auburn family has truly inspired me to do and be better throughout every tour that I give. So I'm so happy to be supporting her from this Auburn.
Thank y'all for your time. I'm Grace. I'm super excited for the opportunity to get to run for Miss Auburn. Throughout my time here at Auburn, I've just interacted with so many awesome people and just gotten to have so many great experiences. The first few years of my Auburn experience were definitely a whirlwind. I really didn't know what was going on, and the people that kind of came alongside me, especially the older students that just kind of supported me and showed me the things that I could get plugged into, the ways in which I could pursue my career, really totally changed the trajectory of my college experience, and that's something that I want to be able to bring to all students. I know not everyone has a sorority or fraternity that gives you a big, or an organization that gives you an older student to look up to, so I just want to give that opportunity to all students. So I'm helping students find their place amongst each other through more mentorship opportunities. I also want to help students find their place amongst faculty and staff just by bridging that gap, creating more of a vulnerable and open space so that people know how the university is working to help the student experience. They are doing so much, and I just want to create an environment that shows that, but also show, the university on the other flip side, how students do need improvement or how they're working to better their own experience. And then lastly, I'm hoping to help prospective students find their place here on campus. I think anyone, whether they're from in-state, out-of-state, any county in Alabama, is welcome here at Auburn, and I want to show that and let people know that no matter where they're from or what they're wanting to pursue, that they can find their place here on campus. So I really appreciate y'all's time and hope that y'all have a great rest of your meeting. Thank y'all so much.
I think that might be the only campaign visit for today. We'll get some more next week, of course. Oh, just kidding.
Miss Auburn.
Well, hello everyone. Y'all know who I am. I'm so excited to be here to speak with you about my exciting adventure for running for student government treasurer. And so I brought some folks here to give a spiel. Lord.
You want to go?
Sure. Hey guys, my name is Jacob. I haven't had a chance to meet you. The reason I'm supporting Jonathan, we've had the chance to run together for Senate. Obviously, I've known him for a long time, and he's the one I feel is the most qualified for this job. And we sat down to write his platform, figure out what he wanted to accomplish in his term. The big emphasis for him was something that was practical, something that he could really accomplish. That wasn't just going to be words that we could talk about in a campaign visit, but in a couple of months when he's in that role, we can come back and look to see what he's doing. So that first point is going to be jumpstart your future. So talking about financial literacy classes, that 1 hour credit, he's going to work with the provost, work with the business college to make sure there's actual financial advisors coming into campus to make sure that everyone knows how to do their taxes, all these different things that as college students you might not have the tools right now to accomplish. And then the second point of that is going to be creating a SGA treasurer Instagram page. I know he can kind of talk a little more detail about that, but whenever an e-bill payment is coming up, whenever there's certain deadlines for housing or apartment leases and stuff like that, that would be posted on the Instagram. And so it'd be a really cool avenue for the treasurer to kind of get their name out there as an office and get more accessible to the students.
Hey y'all, I'm hitting the jackpot with Jonathan because I've been I've been very lucky to work with him for the last year on budget and finance, and he's been a rock in terms of getting me adjusted to Senate and just the budget and finance process. And I feel like that experience he's taken from that into the treasury role hopefully will serve as a good transition point and a fluid transition at that.
Hey everybody, I know most everyone in the room, but for those of you who don't know me, my name is Haley Walden. I'm Jonathan's campaign manager, but I am hitting the jackpot with Jonathan this week and next week because we've known each other for only a year now, but we met during SGA elections last year and we both ran on the same ticket for CLA. And obviously, you see the four of us be cut up in the corner the whole time. So y'all have seen that we've gotten pretty close over the year. And I've just seen how hard he works with Budget and Finance Committee and how much he loves this job and how much he cares and how much he doesn't just want the name and the title of the position, but he wants to work. And he's told me all of these ideas about how he wants to work and what he wants to do for SGA and for the Auburn community. And so that's why I think that he would be an amazing SGA treasurer.
Thank you. So my second pillar is really centered around your journey. While you're here at Auburn University, we might come from different backgrounds and different experiences, but one thing we can agree on is that we love to save money. And so there's two things I really want to focus on. And one is really bringing accountability to AU10. A lot of students are, when meeting with students all on campus, they're actually not even aware what AU10 is. And I think number one, bringing that accountability of expanding it, through marketing, through that Instagram page, letting people know, hey, this is a resource you can have to save money, especially when it's finals week, you need to save an extra buck. And then secondly, just everyone's trying to turn something into a subscription. And of course, Quizlets fell victim to that. And so I want to work with student government on incorporating Quizlet Plus into your student activity fees. There are many institutions that do similar projects where they incorporate different apps, but also many Fortune 500 companies have benefits, for students, not students, but their employees. And that's some of the attitudes that I want to bring to student government.
So one of the biggest things that I've ever heard is be passionate about what you're passionate about. And I think Jonathan really does that. He's passionate about Auburn and he's passionate about the Auburn students, and I hope that y'all will see that in the next 2 weeks.
Hey guys, Ty again. I hit the jackpot just having the opportunity to meet Jonathan. I was actually trying to save money when I did it. We were in DC looking for a place to stay. And Jonathan being my roommate, didn't get the blessing to live with him, right? But ever since then, I didn't know that just a year later, I would have the opportunity to work with him for 2 years right here in the Senate chamber. He has been truly a blessing to get to know, to work alongside. No other, listen, this guy calls me in the foolishness that we get on the phone. Probably shouldn't be said on record, so I'm gonna keep it short. I am so excited to see what he can do as SGA treasurer. He is truly standing behind and in his purpose. So I'm just happy to be in the jackpot with Jonathan, SGA treasurer.
And then thirdly,
third platform point is going to be join. Talking with Jonathan, he was really passionate about making sure that students could hold that office of treasurer accountable. So we talked about the Instagram page, posting updates about what he's working on. He talked about activities with Quizlet Plus, that's a hard one to say, but also like publishing what your activity fees go to so that you do feel connected to SGA, you do feel connected to your money, to make sure that it does feel like it's worthwhile for you to be putting that money in. So thank you so much for listening.
And so February 2nd, I hope y'all can hit the jackpot with me. I'll see you guys next week.
Okay, does anyone else want to utilize open forum? Okay, if not, we're gonna go to approval of the minutes from last meeting, which was last semester. So is there any corrections or changes to the minutes? Okay, those will be approved and corrected, and then we'll go into exec reports, starting with John David.
Just a few things from me really quickly. We're going through the student experience part of the strategic plan. So right now, we mentioned a lot of times that Auburn's going through its strategic planning process. And a huge part of that is the student opinion. And so there's going to be a survey that goes out tomorrow. And Dr. Roberts came to cabinet tonight, and what he's really encouraging SGA members to do is go in and put in that you're a senator, that you're in freshman forum, or that you're in cabinet into the form. And so that way they have a little special tagline to see that you're an elected official or appointed official that's on behalf of all students. To go through, it takes 10 minutes. And just talk about your experience at Auburn, whether it be as a prospective student or as a current student. That really helps us a lot. And then also feel free throughout the semester, even after your term's over, if you think of anything that you want to be included in that. It'll be a 10-year plan, so it'd mean a lot if you came with that feedback. Another thing that I have on there is in 2 weeks, we have the February board meeting on February 2nd, so it'll be on voter day. And then during transition Senate, I'll be able to give you all the updates from that meeting. And then the last thing, and I hate to take this from Case, but I'll let him talk about it later. Baseball renovation project is officially underway, really exciting, and I'll let Case expand on it a little bit. Thank you all.
Thank you, David. Next report from Ashton.
Okay, hope you guys had a good break and welcome back. So stipend reviews, we have 73 across all the roles, across student involvement, they were due on January 15th. So committee, comments, and a few advisors across student involvement as well as Brad, will be doing these stipends tomorrow, on the 29th. Also, Regis next step, as a promotion is going across campus, so they're currently in the student center, liberal arts, college of business, involved in speaking in sciences, and the regards of the college of 13 fall, we're currently graduating with arts. Also, a part of financial project, and justice, we're able to meet with Auburn Cares Financial Services to talk about accessibility of resources, and strengthening the relationship between them and SGA. So what this is going to do, the financial aid, part of our university is currently redoing their website. So we're just going to put like all the resources and stuff on their website, since I think we're like usually looking at AU involved, not AU involved, but AU Access, our e-bill, financial aid stuff more than we are Auburn Cares. Because Auburn Cares is really a platform where people need resources here at Auburn University, so you're just more prone to visit anything dealing with financial AU Access. So that's what we're going to do. And as always, if you guys have any questions for me, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you.
Hey, y'all, hope y'all had a good break. So I'm pleased to report, thanks to y'all's feedback, we have 86 new power outlets that have been installed on the second floor of the Mountain Student Center, which is really exciting. Also, thanks to other really valuable feedback, we have improvements being made to the snack area in the School of Nursing coming soon. OSP contracts, let your other organizations know, if they haven't already, to submit their OSP contracts for next football season. If they want to be included in that, those are going to be due January 31st at 4:45. And if it's a non-Greek organization, they're also going to need to submit a roster of all members. So Carrie Rose, our contact at Auburn Cares, contacted the Big EO Center with tons of help from our academics team in cabinet about incorporating the mental health and sexual assault syllabus statements that I mentioned several weeks ago at the end of last semester into their syllabus materials. And since this got put on the PowerPoint, I heard that that was actually inserted into the syllabus template, so that was a success. And then we're going through, filing through our feedback from Up All Night. We had a survey about academic, study spaces and things like that, just how students were feeling about accessibility and ease of operation as far as where they study and the resources that are available to them. So we're going to come up with potential projects for next year's teams to act on those. And then we're going to check back with research and assessment over in cabinet to get some more information on the MCAT and DAT critical survey. And also providing feedback to the testing center and library on a system that students can use to report issues with study rooms or library resources in place of divs. That's it.
Thanks, Maddie.
Hey everyone, happy to be back. Hope you had a fun and restful break. But a few things for me. Creed Day is in 2 days. Get excited, it's gonna be so much fun. If you've already signed up to be a volunteer, thank you. And look in your emails, your inbox for logistical information for the day of. If your name's not on the volunteer sign up, I think you should do that right after this meeting because it's going to be a great time and you don't want to miss out. A few changes. There's a potential chance of rain for Friday, so we went ahead and moved it to indoors. So those locations will be the Melton Student Center, as well as the bottom floor of the Haley Center and Voight Commons. So y'all come out and please support our state team. They have worked so hard. And then we also have Learning to Lobby Day, which is this Thursday. Really excited about that. If you're involved in lobby board, we're really excited. And then also on Thursday as well, we have AI Day. And so that'll be right here in this room. So if you're interested in learning more about AI, maybe ways to use it, benefits about it, maybe just how it looks at Auburn, come to this room right here from 9 to 11 and learn more about it. And then a few more things. Our city relations team is continuing to work on the AU10 Keychain Marketing Initiative. I know Donovan mentioned AU10, so we are working on that currently and hopefully going to make improvements towards that. And then please submit any research requests needed before directors send out or switch out positions, just so we can start wrapping things up. But thank you all so much. Hope you have a great rest of your week.
Thanks. And then finally, Jill, she couldn't be here because she had to be in lab. But she says to go like, comment, share, and tag your friends on the recent Instagram post. 4 words or more is what Jill always says. Hang out with your freshman forum mentees that are in the back. Thank you guys for coming. Recruitment week is this week, so encourage others to get involved. An open house will be held on Thursday. If you want to help out, reach out to Christian Ream, who's the AVP of Opportunities. And then if you went to the basketball game this weekend, the elections promo video aired on the Jumbotron, and then gimmicks will be handed out at the Vanderbilt basketball game. And I guess, is that voting week? Yes, it's voting week. So that would be cool. And then t-shirt and sweatshirt pickup, if y'all didn't see it in between Cabinet and Senate, it'll be on this Wednesday from 8 to 3 p.m. And then finally, it's Maddie's birthday tomorrow. Maddie also it's for her birthday, so see you guys on Creed Day. And now we'll move into committee reports, starting with academic affairs.
That is very, very low, but I don't think it is on anyway, so we're going to keep it rolling. First of all, good to see everybody back. I hope you are enjoying your transition back to school as much as I am. I am joking. School is already in full effect, but I'm so happy to see everybody. If you missed our end of the year celebration-ish after Senate, last semester, I can truly say you missed out. We had an awesome time. Looking forward to spending more great time with you guys. This is William I'm talking. As we end out throughout our term. A couple of things from academics before we kind of move on is had a lot of meetings over the break, some over the weekend. A couple of importance is we had a retired professor reach out to our team, reached out to John David and Jamie around how can we as an SGA support students who are going through the academic grievance process. So he has been championing those efforts. We had a wonderful meeting, a very detailed meeting, and I'm looking forward to kind of gaining feedback from everyone in this room about how we can support students throughout their process, and we might, emphasis on might, see legislation on that before we transition, but please have your thoughts with this as we navigate that. Another individual piece that I kind of wanted to get some active student feedback on, if I may, and not take up too much individual time. A lot of the battles that we have as an academics team been championing for throughout the year has really been around how can we bring awareness to great Auburn University programs within the academic space that already support students so well. I know it is hard for us to all be true stewards of our email and look at everything that the provost office or that Sanford Hall may send us, but oftentimes we're asking for things that they have already given us. So we're trying to find ways that we can really market that throughout how we operate as an SGA. Another big thing about that is activating the individual student. A lot of my SGA team has really wanted to come together and bring awareness to different things. But none of us really understood what that process looks like. So I wanted to know who knows how to randomly put something together in SGA as far as an event. Raise your hand if you do. No? Jonathan, you do? No? Shot in the dark? It's okay. Well, we really want to look at things and how we can improve that moving forward. A couple of ideas that are floating around in conversation are an organizational calendar. one that goes beyond AU involved. So the lessons of the organization can not only be informed, but impacted and motivated to do new things throughout the year and provide individuals the ability to champion their own projects throughout their own stories here in SGA. And I'm looking forward to continuing to have conversations about that and get feedback from everybody in this room. So if you're interested in that, if you get an email from me, please reach back out. Another thing, talking to the library at an event that we had celebrating 60 years of integration here at Auburn University. If you didn't know that was going on, that is going on right now. Woo, I wouldn't be here, but you know, okay, I'm joking. But while at that event, I get to talk to the Dean of Libraries. She is doing an awesome job in her role. They have taken our feedback this year 10 times forward in SGA. They are renovating the newspaper room. If you have never been to the newspaper room, it is the room that has the brand new Coast coffee machine, thanks to student affairs and everybody who's working with that in dining, and those new on-the-go mobile dining options. They are renovating that space. So we had conversation around how can we get student feedback through going through that renovation. So hopefully you guys might see, if we have enough time, a feedback form so you can say, hey, this is what I might want to see in the newspaper room. The goal is for that to be a lounge space. So they really want to quantify and really raise the value up on how you engage and really study in the library. So that lounge space is going to come there in the newspaper room, and we're really excited about that. But that is all I have from academics.
Next, budget and finance.
Not much to report this week. As Ashton already touched on, over the break I worked on evaluating 73 stipend review submissions. The stipend review will meet this week and next to discuss appropriate stipends for student leadership positions. I'm very excited to be a part of that team and look forward to working with them. Tonight, the Budget and Finance Committee has 7 pieces of legislation to come across the floor, one of which I would like to table when the time comes. We had several requests come over in the past couple weeks that we didn't get to pass before the break. So I'd like to go ahead and move BSSB 2401, 2201 through 05 from future to current orders.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor of moving this, which ones? Sorry.
01 through 05.
01 through 05 to current orders, say aye and raise your hand. All not in favor, say nay, raise your hand. Okay, thank you. Next, code of laws. Also, round of applause for Thomas and Ashton for doing all of the stipend reviews. That is awesome. Over break, they were.
Hearing at large. Quick report from Code of Laws this week. We are wrapping up 2 resolutions, one related to parking and one related to traffic downtown. If you're interested in seeing any of the data that we collected or the survey results, reach out to me. I'd be happy to share that. And we're also looking into some code related to freshman forums and auxiliary group attendance.
Inman business, no report.
And student affairs.
Building at large. Good to see y'all. Good to be back. Feels good. Me, Vera, and Jamie had a meeting with Doug Hankis and SCPS before break. It was a really good meeting. It was really insightful on the current state of our student mental health services. And so our next steps with that is figuring out what students want in regards to further mental health services. It's gonna be a hard thing to gather feedback on, but if you all have any opinion or have heard anything, we'd love to hear about that. So with dining, we're starting our meetings again soon. We're also gathering feedback on the cooler vending machines, like the ones in the nursing building. And then parking, Ev and Jake have been working hard on the resolution. And I know they're meeting soon, so that'll get rolling soon. And then with athletics, I'd like to yield my time to Senator Chirico and Senator Franklin.
All right, so this is something that me and Case have been working on probably since like our very first meeting. Something that me and him both came in pretty passionate about. So basically the problem that we saw was the student experience at the baseball games was pretty poor. If you were past the first line of guys in the outfield, it was like unable to see. And so I'll let Case explain exactly what they're planning on doing.
Yeah, so like he was saying, we got a lot of feedback from students that were saying that they wanted a place that only students could be. And so, there's a place that students normally sit in the games, but like any other sport, like they can get wild and rowdy, and you don't want that around the entire fan base as families. So Bruce Pearl and Butch Thompson both vocally expressed that they wanted a place where students could hang out and have fun that was unregulated. And so that's what we came in to work on. And seeing as our football team and basketball team brings so much excitement, we knew that could happen with baseball too. And so we got to work on what was already a pretty great place where people hung out. But like he said, we got a lot of complaints that people couldn't see if they weren't on the front row. And so we wanted to expand it and maybe raise it up a little bit. And so in doing so, we looked at different universities like Alabama, Ole Miss, and Mississippi State that all have good atmospheres. And they all had one thing in common, which was like a tiered system where students could hang out that was unregulated outside the stadium and they could hang out. And so we had a few meetings over the summer and last semester, and in drawings and everything like that, this is what we came up with. So it's an addition onto what was already there, but not something that was insane, something that was feasible. And it's exactly like it was drawn up and came out. So we're really excited about it. So hopefully next year y'all get to enjoy it too.
Thank you guys, so exciting. And finally, executive committee.
Auburn at large, not much from me. This is your last week of office hours, so please do them. That's all.
Okay, that concludes committee reports. We'll move on to liaison reports, starting with the Honors Congress.
Last week, Diversity and Honors hosted their first meeting for the semester. Welcome back meeting for everyone. The Honors College itself hosted an open house so that students could hear more about our student orgs to try to get some more students to join. The Honors Congress opened their exec applications. Those will be closing at the end of this week. And then this Wednesday, they're going to be hosting a basketball watch party in the library.
Next, ROTC.
To call ROTC, no report.
And finally, BSU.
So last Wednesday, we had a lunch and learn in this very room in collaboration with OID, where one of our Black Alumni Council members, Chelsea Phillips, spoke about her experience at Auburn and also the legacy that Harold A. Franklin left. And then last Monday, BSU also served with Impact for MLK Day of Service, and we served at Opelika Learning Center, East Alabama Food Bank, and many other places. And in our time volunteering at the Opelika Learning Center, we noticed that like their playground area for like elementary school students is about like this big, and it has like tree overgrowth, and like it's kind of just not the best place like for children to be playing in. We actually like couldn't believe that that was like the space that they were like, in. So just a note, like encouraging y'all, if y'all ever like have free time to volunteer, like definitely maybe see if you can go volunteer there, because they really do need the help. If it's like a paint job or just like cleaning up the space so kids have like a better space to play, you know, because I was just like really sad to see, and especially like as college students, we have all the resources that we need to go and support that community and those kids. So also, like Tylen said, we did celebrate the 60th anniversary on January 9th in the library, and it was fun to just see like some familiar faces in the room there and just kind of like celebrating, but also just taking a step back and looking at the ways that we progress, but also the ways that we can get better as a university as we celebrate the 60th anniversary, because we should never feel like we're in a place where like everything is fine, everything is perfect. No, we should always be trying to improve as a university. And so just thinking of ways as we celebrate the 60th that like even you as one individual can make a difference at the university and just change, you know, any small little thing. A lot of people talked about how Harold A. Franklin mentioned like his last wish was kind of to find like the one white student that was actually nice to him. And I don't know about like anybody that was there, but that was like really impactful for me that that was his one like takeaway was he wanted to find that one student like out of thousands of students that were here that spoke to him and actually treated him like a human being and actually saw him as a human being. So just a little side note, you know, to just, you never know what someone's going through or how they feel. And so just you like saying hey to them or like, I don't know, just like some random act of kindness like we could all do for someone and maybe especially go out of our way to do it for someone that might not look like us or come from a different background or whatever it may be. So just please like always keep that in mind, especially during a time like this in our university when we're celebrating something like that. And then Unity Week is coming up February 12th through 16th, and I'll share more information about that next week. We're extra excited about it this year because it's our 40th anniversary of BSU, so it's a big deal along with the 60th anniversary. So just be looking for that and mark the calendars for that. That's it.
Thank you, great report. That concludes our reports, and on a good one. And now we'll move into current orders of business, starting with the first bill brought to you by Senator Chidwell.
Short order business, asks for approval of the following, the carryover total of $16,700 for the service activity portfolio for the 2023-2024 fiscal year budget. I move to pass this bill as written.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is moved and seconded. Is there any debate? Seeing no debate, we're gonna go back on the campus quiz. And if you go to the modules, there should be January 22nd module where you'll see the bill. And the ayes have it, and this bill will be adopted. Next current order of business brought to you by Senator Chidwell.
Ask for approval of the following, the allocation of $5,994 from the reserve fund to the line item titled Female Food Drive Events and Service Programs. Y'all get the idea. Move to pass this bill as written.
Is there a second? Second. It is moved and seconded. Is there any debate? Okay, seeing no debate, we can move it to a vote. Okay, the ayes have it, and this bill will be passed as written. Next current order of business brought to you by Senator Chidwell.
Ask for approval of the following, the allocation of $6,600 from the reserve fund to the line item titled Impact Alternative Breaks. Move to pass this bill as written.
Is there a second? It's been moved and seconded. Is there any debate? Okay, seeing no debate, we'll move into a vote. Next current order, the ayes have it and this bill will be passed as written. Next current order of business brought to you by Senator Treadwell.
That's for approval following the allocation of $2,000 from the reserve fund to the line item titled printing to the circle budget. Move to pass this bill as written.
Is there a second? Second. It's moved and seconded. Is there any debate? Okay, seeing no debate, we'll move into a vote. Okay, the ayes have it. This bill will be passed as written. Final current order of business brought to you by Senator Treadwell.
Ask for approval following the allocation of $6,000 from the reserve fund to the line item titled equipment to the legal budget. I'm going to pass this bill as written.
Is there a second? It's moved and seconded. Is there any debate? Okay, seeing no debate, we'll move into a vote. Okay, the ayes have it. This bill will be passed as written, and that concludes our current order of business. So we'll move to future orders, starting with 06, brought to you by Senator Treadwell.
I'm going to move to table this bill. If anyone has any questions or needs to discuss anything, please come find me afterwards. I'll be happy to talk or email me, whatever is best for y'all.
Is there a second to table this bill?
Second.
All in favor of tabling this bill, please raise your hand and say aye. All not in favor, please raise your hand and say nay. Okay, the ayes have it, and this bill will be tabled. Moving on to next future order brought to you by Senator Treadwell.
For approval following the allocation of $11,000 from the reserve fund to the line item titled Miss Auburn to the Student Government Association budget.
Are there any questions on this future order?
Thank you all.
And final future order of the night brought to you by Senator Herring.
Hearing at large, this bill is basically just clarifying in the code. In one section, it said that apportionment had to be passed 2 weeks prior to the declaration of intent when campaign registration was due, and then in the other section of the code, it did not clarify that. And so just in an effort to keep the code consistent and not leave anything out, 2 weeks in the section, and those sections are included.
Are there any questions on this future order? Seeing no questions, that concludes future orders of the night. Really fast, I have a couple announcements. First, I'm going to open the floor for nominations for Senate Member of the Year. Does anyone have any nominations? It can be any senator at all, no, any ages. Georgia?
Hey, Sharika.
Jack Hilton.
Lucy Alford.
going.
Any final nominations? Jack? He was just nominated. Double nomination. Anyone else? 3, 2. Yes, Jack.
Will Franklin.
Any final submissions? Ty? He was already nominated. Double nomination. Gotta cover the bases. Yes, Lucy.
The entire.
And anyone else? There's also a survey coming out tomorrow. President Roberts was at Cabinet earlier and mentioned, as John David mentioned, the strategic planning is going on. So answer your survey. I know we get a lot of those, but this is really important for the future of Auburn and how President Roberts wants us to play a role in planning for that. And also, he noted to, in the description, put, if you are in, which we all are on SGA, but put your SGA title so that it kind of differentiates that you're coming from an SGA standpoint, and he's going to do his best to try to read all of them, but he's a very busy man, obviously. Also, some cool statistic from Isabel Wehrman, who's the AVP of the Executive Student Council. For the first time in recorded memory, every college has completed their constitutional requirements, which is having 5 annual events, meeting with y'all and the deans. And so that's also such a great testament to you guys, helping the presidents and vice presidents of your college. So round of applause for yourselves, and thank you for helping the Executive Student Council. That's all I have. Finish strong, keep up the good work. We have 2 more senates left, so I'll see y'all next week. Meeting's adjourned.
That is serious.
Oh, right. Yes. I know I only got hurry up. Being one. Sorry, I was like thinking about it. That's the thing. I feel like a teacher. Okay, I appreciate it.